Hi, I'm Jason Russell from Critical Dice, and welcome to the Fable 42, where we build community through friendship, gaming, and changing hands. I mean, chaos. You're watching the Duke City Chronicles, a Monster of the Week game set here in my hometown of Albuquerque, New Mexico. And you can watch us live every Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern or 3 p.m. Pacific on Fable 42 here on Twitch. And we're doing a dice giveaway, so go ahead and put exclamation point critical right there in the chat, which is live. You'll see some of us in there. And as we get started, let's go ahead and do our intros. Let's have Suki go first.
Okay. Hi, guys. I'm Bridget. You can find me on Instagram and TikTok at string_theories_. And I play Suki Buchanan. She is the spooky playbook. And she's also a 70-year-old, heavily tattooed art professor at the University of New Mexico. It was like North Carolina. Help. But she also talks to the for a living. That's it.
Excellent. And let me have Stacks go next.
Hey, everybody. I am Stacks, also known as the Judgy DM on all social media. You can catch me here on Fable 42, and today I am playing Gates, the Monstrous. He is a intern medic student at the University of New Mexico, and he's having a hard day.
Yes, he is. Anne, let's have you go.
Hi guys, I'm Anne. You can find me on Destiny's Illustration on the gram, but I'm playing Fiona, who's a short little Irish chick with a dark side, and the spell slinger of the group.
Excellent. And GW.
What up? No, I'm GW. What's up? You can find me on IG and Twitter under GW005, two B's, two zeros. You can also find me on Clarion Dawn, which is a sci-fi audio drama I did.
In space!
In space!
I've been wanting to say that for like months.
You did it! You did it! Ah!
Now's the time.
You can go to clariondon.com or any of your favorite podcast platforms. Today, time zones are weird. I am Quavon Whispers, aka Q. I am the Divine Playbook, and I'm basically the team's angsty, edgy angel boy. But sometimes I'm nice. What's up?
He reserves the right to be. And I am Jason Russell. You can find me at Critical Dice on Instagram and for some reason, TikTok. We're continuing our Hunt the Return, and we're going to start back into that right away after the intro. Let's roll that beautiful bean footage.
Oh, God.
It's an amazing place. Most people have no idea where it is, but we're okay with that. We've got mountains, rivers, deserts, and over 300 days of sunshine, and some of the most diverse and wonderful people you'll ever meet. It's a great place to live, and I definitely encourage you to try it. But we also have our dark side, our own ghosts, secrets, and legends. Most of them are true. For thousands of years, people have been living here and dying here. This is Albuquerque, but it goes by many names. The 505, the Burke, my favorite is the Duke City. These are the Duke City Chronicles.
Where we last left the team, they were inside the pharmacy storeroom looking for clues as to what has happened here and perhaps the location of the missing nurse, Dave Barnhart. And they were accosted by these little clay construct things. And they were able to destroy one, capture two. And as they were trying to figure out what the heck these things are, well, they cause a lot of noise. And someone's at the door about to walk in on them and all the chaos that they have wrought. And that's where we're going to pick up the story. Gates, you hear the handle jiggle and you hear someone messing with keys on the other side of the door. What would you guys like to do?
Oh, no.
I take my... I don't want to let it go yet, though. Whatever. I'll release the imp thing, and my golden chain turns into that big anime hammer, and I'm
Mhm.
going to use that hammer to like block the door. I'm just gonna put the hammer in front of the door and just let it sit there.
All right, great. I want you to act under pressure. Everybody else.
Oh. My instinct is to
Ooh.
hide, but there's nowhere.
Well, I mean, there's the medicine
For-
chest. There's a big kind of like island bar thing in the middle that you can hide behind. There's the vent that's kind of half broken.
I'll take my chances behind the. Actually, you know what? Can I stand so that when the door opens, I'm behind the door?
Yes, yes, you can. Act under pressure.
Oh,
Fiona
boy.
Gates.
Oh no.
I see her hide. I'm gonna hide too, but I'm gonna pick up the little orb with my dude in it, kind of tuck it under my arm, and hide behind the bar.
Hide behind the bar. Great. Act under pressure. Gates.
Gates is, from what his knowledge is, he's gonna try and shapeshift into someone
Mhm.
that he knows is like at a high enough, place at the hospital, but also would not be coming through the door right now, so isn't on like night shift or anything like that.
Yeah. I'm gonna say that it's probably your supervisor, who usually works during the day, who is a doctor in residency there. Go ahead and roll plus cool. GW, how'd you do?
Well, it's can we just take a moment and just realize how weird it was? Oh, Stack's face.
Yeah, I got a 9 plus 1, so that's a 10.
Hey,
Nice.
There you go.
it's gonna be really weird if someone comes through that door and sees this. So I rolled a total of 6.
Okay, that's a failure. You can mark experience. Suki, how'd you do?
I also rolled a 6.
So you get back behind the door, and that's when you realize there's also a small window in the door that's going to
crap.
swing open and be in your face. Fiona, how'd you do?
I got a 9.
A 9. Excellent. You are too short to be seen by that window.
Rough.
But Suki, mark experience, by the way. Fiona, I will give you something just to complicate things, since that was a mixed success. You can feel the spell is weakening and this thing is struggling against its bonds.
Okay.
Gates, you see the hammer kind of in the handle of the door, and that's when you kind of realize, you hear the key go in and turn, and it opens, and it's almost like the hammer isn't there. It's like the weapons are only solid when they're in Cubon's hands. And you have successfully, you think, changed into your supervisor,
There's no mirror
we
down
are who we are going to call him Carlos, and his last name is oh gosh, what is his last name? Yeah, Carlos Garcia. And I don't want to hear anyone telling me that's a generic Hispanic name. It's not. I know 3, which might not be helping my point.
So seeing all of this and hoping I look like who I hope I look like, Gates is gonna move towards the door so he stops the person from like being able to come in, because
Yeah.
and
And also, as far as I know, GW is just kind of standing just out of view, and when you see that too, GW, I want to guess that your hammer just dissipates, because it doesn't have enough solidity on its own to do that. And so like Gates, you kind of like bump check the door, and it's open like about this much, and you can see one of the pharmacy technicians on the night shift, like, hey, what? Oh, hey, Dr. Garcia, what's going on?
I got called into work late. What are you doing here?
Oh, I'm just coming on shift. They said that the repairs were done, and I was able to, come back to work. I just got some things to refill for the pharmacy upstairs. And what? Can I? What's the? Can I come in? I mean,
No, I don't think the repairs are actually done. Some of the vent system seems to be not operational. But I can't have you come in right now. I just looked at the logs and something's not adding up again. So that issue that we've been having, we'll have to see who's on shift or just was on shift before hopefully they get home and go from there. But if you can get that started, I'll close up everything here, make sure it's all locked down so that no one can come in.
well, get what started to
Just
clean up.
just go upstairs and see if anybody came down this shift to the RX room.
Okay. Could you roll manipulate someone though first?
Oh gosh, I'm so bad at these.
Just go
And
upstairs
I'm gonna
leave us
give
alone.
you a +1 to this because you're someone that they recognize.
Okay. 6 minus 1 plus 1 is a 6.
Oh, buddy.
Mark experience.
What is up with us today?
So they go, oh, yeah, that makes sense. Okay. And they turn to go at the same moment as the little dude explodes from the restraining spell and he flies out the door, buzzing this pharmacy tech who like goes, whoa, and like puts their hands down, but something definitely like just flew through their hair.
You just hear me yell, hit the deck.
From inside. Great.
Yeah.
They're like looking around like what the heck happened? You guys want to do anything?
Nope.
I don't think I can. Yeah, we're all inside the room.
Okay. What? Who said that? Walks back.
Said
Are-
what?
They said hit the deck. Are you there by yourself?
Yes. Why
Doctor-
wouldn't I be?
Mr. Garcia, you're not supposed to be there with anyone that author. Did they sign in? And he like looks over and grabs the clipboard from the side of the door. You're not in there with like an intern or something, are you? They're looking through the log and they're looking for your name in it. What do you want to do, Gates?
You don't have to look at that. Now,
Why?
we're going to go upstairs. I'm going to lock up down here, and we're going to get all of this sorted out. Actually, it might be my phone. I left it on speaker. You said you heard a voice.
Okay. Fine. Go get your phone. We'll go together. We'll lock up. Let me just make sure no one's in there first, okay? Normally, sir, I wouldn't push you like this, but this is my responsibility. There's certain state and federal guidelines I have to abide by. We have narcotics in here. So just because everything weird going on lately with stolen medications, let me just make sure you're by yourself. And that, and then we'll go together, okay? I agree. Good. Suki had her hand up.
Can I help out?
I'd love for you to help out.
Me too. I would love for anybody to help us out of this situation. Are the ceilings of the hallway outside, you know how
A drop ceiling?
yeah, it's like a drop ceiling, like with the panels, like with the panels that tend to fall on people sometimes in a jinxie moment.
So I love that idea, but here's my problem. This is a basement corridor, and I don't think that they would have drop ceilings there. And I'm not trying to like put the screws to you or anything. But if you are thinking about jinx, I would say that there are probably other things, other detritus and pipes and sprinkler systems and wiring and emergency light boxes and stuff. So you're on the right. Like I like the way you're going.
Yeah. So that ventilation system, does it like extend out into the like that open that sort of vent
not
thing?
directly, but there it does go out into there eventually. Yes.
Into the hallway?
Mm-hmm.
Can I make a significant portion of that ventilation fall from the ceiling so that it is now a dangerous place to be, this basement, because the ventilation systems are falling out of the ceiling.
I love it. Roll plus weird for your jinx. Fiona, you also had a thought.
I was just wondering if there's anything around me I can restrain someone with, like rope,
Let me think here.
gauze.
Yeah, I think that there would be tourniquets in here, as well as a good supply of gauze. Wouldn't be too hard for you to grab it and use one of those things.
All right, I'm grabbing some at the ready just in case.
That is
Great.
an 11.
An 11. Okay,
Mhm.
so on an 11, you can hold 2. So I guess what you're saying here is interfere with what a monster, minion, or bystander, this would be a bystander, is trying to do. So you want junk from the ceiling to kind of fall down?
To just sort of like all along the length of the hallway, so that it's like the whole ventilation system is like, because Dr. Not Gates said that the repairs weren't really done very well.
Right.
So I want the whole ventilation system to like sort of creak and break so that the intern runs away.
Right on. Okay, yeah. So you kind of like just, you do your little like nose twitch thing and gesture, and you hear both Gates and this technician hear, and you see more of the, like a lot, like more than you probably intended, probably about 8 feet of this ventilation system, like buckle and start to fall, and they jump back like, whoa, oh my gosh. And like it looks like they barely get out of the way in time, and now there's like probably a good 4 feet of like what we might consider difficult terrain in D&D between the door and this hallway, and they go, wow, you weren't kidding, oh my gosh, are you okay? So you,
Yeah,
Garcia?
yeah, I'm fine. We need to get out of here. I don't know what they did, but they obviously did not do a very good job.
You're not kidding. Okay, just, I don't think locking the doors to be a big deal anymore. Okay, I will go up with you. Come on, let's get out of here.
Okay. Yes.
And
I'll go, and I'll just close the door behind me and start ushering this guy forward, carefully as we.
Yeah, and they're headed towards the stairs because they're just like they go through the elevator. And they go, no, I'm.
No.
And they head to the stairs, and Gates behind you. You hear a couple more things like falling, and then you hear this sound of a pipe burst, and one of the emergency sprinklers goes off, and now there's a 4-foot section of this hallway where the sprinklers are just going. We're trying to put out a fire that's not there, and Gates, you feel panicked by this. I'm going to need you to act under pressure to maintain your form.
Okay.
Because now we're putting into play. So while he's rolling that, I'll explain some things. We're putting into play his weakness as a monstrous. And also, all of these bad things happened because we had 3 failed rolls on that, which gives me things to do to make life harder for you guys because I don't roll. And so this is the culmination of those 3 failed rolls.
Oh.
7 plus 1 is an 8.
Okay. You are able to hold on to your form, but you know the clock is ticking now. That's the complication with the mixed success. Team that's in real quick, Gates, is your intention to go all the way upstairs with them?
No. We'll get about to those sprinklers, and then I forgot my phone back there. You think you can make it up the stairs by yourself?
Yeah, I'll wait for you up there, and I'll try to see who's on duty while you do that. You sure you're gonna be okay?
Yeah, I should be fine. I mean, pretty much all of it's fallen out, so there's really nothing left. So
I guess just don't, I'll patch you up, but don't sue the hospital, okay?
I'll be up in a minute.
All right. And they head up the stairs, and you feel like you've got it's like when you do that thing where you have a tennis racket and you hold it out horizontally, and to see how long you can do it. And like 10 rackets weigh nothing. It's fine. And then like 60 seconds in, you're like wishing you'd never been born. So it's that level of muscle tension of you holding on to this form now that they're gone, just letting you know. Team that's inside, what do you guys want to do?
Listen at the door to make sure they like disappear.
Yeah. What are we gonna do with these little clay guys? We can't release them back into the vent. I'm pretty sure I ripped out all of the ductwork.
You did that?
Yeah. It was supposed to be only a little bit, but I didn't do it very good.
Well, mine's gone. So
Q, what happened to yours?
My
mine was in the chain, but then I let it free and turned that chain into a hammer that it didn't work.
So that's about the same time that you realize, wait, what happened to mine? And it's not there.
I go to the shards on the ground and I pick one up.
Excellent.
I'll put it. Oh wait, no, that's the pocket with the ring in it. I'm gonna put it in this pocket.
I'm sorry, Q, which ring?
Oh, you know that ring that destroys bonds.
Cool. Go ahead, as you were.
Well, I don't want that close to your heart.
Well,
for anything.
Here we are.
But you're right, that would have disintegrated that shard, yeah.
Suki, can you link us like we normally do?
Oh yeah, no problem. Oh, Fiona, by the way, you saw that I got into that guy's mind back in 1945, right?
Yeah.
Now, with your permission, I'm gonna get into yours, and then you'll hear in your mind, ring ring, hi, it's Suki, don't get freaked out.
Are you doing this to the whole team?
Hello?
I'm gonna do it to Fiona first. I don't think Gates knows it quite yet, and he's already trying to hold the tennis racket, so I feel like this will set him off. But yeah, so I'll link us up psychically.
Right.
Yeah. I think we need to go find Gates. I don't know where your little clay guy got off to.
We'll
And you
find
hear this, but then I'm saying it out loud.
Yeah, baby, but that's not how it. You know what? You don't. Yeah, you know what? Good job. But you just gotta think it next time.
Oh, got it.
Yeah.
Clever.
I'm like,
Yes.
You know what? Good on you for trying, but no.
All right, Suki, while we, I guess, figure out what we're gonna do with the shapeshifter, we're in the area, so this is where you saw the eyes, yeah?
In this very room, yeah.
But didn't you say in another room you heard screaming or yelling or something, or some guy bleeding out?
He's down the hallway to the right. I think it would be okay if we sort of camped out and kept out of sight down here. I don't really see.
Yeah, I kind of want to see if we can check that room out before we bounce.
For sure. Absolutely. That sounds like a good next place to be besides this very, very hot room.
I'm going to look at Fiona like, you can tell that I don't really want to say anything, but it's kind of like, we have you here, might as well use you or whatever. And so Q looks at her, hey, you know when you made that barrier with us in the cafe or whatever, and no one can hear out of it, can you do that now? Can it follow us so no one will know we're here?
Sure.
Okay.
Oh, cool! I didn't know if you could actually do that or not.
Yeah, this isn't like a JRPG where the NPC can't do the moves now. I'm going to need you to roll use magic. Gates, are you holding form or are you letting it drop? No one's here but you guys.
Oh,
Because we don't know that you're in trouble.
He went upstairs.
okay. I'm gonna make my way back into the non-locked door and drop my.
When you approach where the water is and the sprinklers are still going, you just can't make yourself step into it.
Oh. And we don't see this because like the door is closed and we're inside the room.
I feel like the door was ajar. There's a window in it, and this stuff is like kind of partially covering stuff. But if you looked out to be like, "Hey, you good?" Like you could see him standing there, but just kind of like staring at the water, like deer in the headlights.
Well, yeah, definitely after Fiona would put that like sound barrier thing up, Q would like peek out the door to see if no one was around before he would like leave.
Okay. Fiona, how'd that roll go? 10. Great. Works perfectly. Dang it all. And I just want to show off game mechanics. That's all.
It'll catch up to me. Don't you worry.
Yeah,
All
for
this
real. Like
does.
your dice are ridiculous.
Metal dice.
There you go. Yeah. I swear she's using magic. Oh wait. Yeah, so you put up that bubble, which is it's not quite like the other bubbles where you can kind of see it always. It's only when you kind of like interact with it physically. If you reach out and touch it, it'll like shimmer like almost like a soap bubble in the wind. But it goes around the three of you and is, I'm going to say it's centered on you so that wherever you walk, Fiona, it'll carry with you. And Suki, is your intention to mentally link up everyone so they can still communicate?
Yes, and I think if she, like, if Q peeked his head out, Suki would probably do the same. And if she saw Gates looking like Gates, she'll add him to the link up with her usual like, "Hi, baby. Ring, ring. It's Suki. I'm inside your head, but don't worry about it. You are now psychically linked with all the members of our crew here. Welcome to the club. We'll be right out, okay?"
Greetings.
And in his brain, I'll just think, why are you just standing there staring at the sprinklers? What's wrong? Come on.
And he's just like zoned. If you could see his face, it's like pale white.
You don't look so good. You all right?
I think I'll be okay. Sorry, what were you saying?
I was saying, come on.
And you guys see his lips moving while he's thinking this to you, even though you can't hear him.
Yeah, I'm totally saying it out loud.
Yeah. Now,
Yes.
I'll tell you some things mechanically here, Stacks. For Gates, his vulnerability is water. And I don't think this is news to you because, interesting pieces of information, you haven't needed to shower since the bonding. The other guy, your passenger, is keeping you clean. And every time you've tried to do it, you're kind of gripped by this fear. Mechanically speaking, if you walk through this, if you bring yourself to do it, and I'm fine with that, you're going to take a harm. And if you're ever surrounded or bound by this substance, you'll have to use act under pressure first before you can use any of your powers. So the
That would have
more
been
you
horrible
know.
against Llorona. Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, as Q just sees him standing there, yeah, I think maybe we should just go. I don't think anyone's around. You guys ready?
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna open the door and we're gonna kind of like stay close to Fiona in the silence bubble and try to, like regular people, walk through the sprinklers because it's whatever and go to the room and just kind of like, and as we're like walking through it and we kind of like, come on to Gates, I'm just gonna kind of like hit him in the shoulder. Come on, you all right? Come on, step out of it.
I don't think I can go across that. No.
Keeper question.
Yep.
Do we in the room have to walk through that wet space to get to that other room that we're looking for? Where
Yeah, if your intention, no. So from the door, you guys could just kind of skirt it, but there's a 4 foot span or so between the end of the hallway that you guys first went down and where Gates is, that is drenched and the water's still coming down. So if you want to go over and like grab him, you're going to get sprinkled on. And he seems to be kind of, facing his own mortality or something, some kind of existential crisis.
I'm gonna walk over there, like go through the water or whatever, and like look at him. Hey, we gotta go.
Um, I don't think Eubank likes water.
What?
I don't think he likes water.
Uh, I'm gonna think
Yeah.
into everyone's brains. Eubank doesn't like water. Is there a mop? Where's a mop? Or something. I don't know.
Well, the sprinkler's still coming down too, so like it's not just on the floor. It's like you're getting,
I am going to. I'm gonna.
Is there?
I don't even know what. I don't even know how to make it stop.
Is there a piece of ductwork that you can kind of rip off and hold above his head like an umbrella?
Do I see anything like that, Keeper?
Like a
Yeah.
loose.
yeah. There's plenty of detritus here that
Sheet.
you could use. Yeah. Fiona, did you have something you wanted to say? I thought I saw you.
Oh, sorry.
I can tell if you were stretching or raising your hand.
Oh, she's just stretching her arms and back.
Okay.
Getting ready.
I'm gonna think to Fiona. Hey, can you make that silence bubble repel water?
I'm gonna just step out underneath the sprinkler, and what happens? Do I get wet?
Yeah, you sure do, but it's silent, so it's a nice effect.
I step
Hi,
back.
Edwin.
No.
I'm gonna try to use a piece of ductwork to see if I can shield him from the water.
Sure. Act under pressure. Let's see how it works. And
I'm curious to see how this works too. I don't know.
No, I'm just like
We're
hold something
desperate.
above his
I don't
head.
know.
We gotta get in that other room before.
I have another
intern
idea
gets
after
curious.
this.
yeah,
9.
9. Yeah. You're able to find a sufficiently big enough piece, and you kind of like grab him and pull him through onto the other side. And when you get to the other side, you kind of toss that thing to the side soundlessly, and you see Gates is like holding his arm, and there's a couple little drops on his forearm, and you can see it looks like the skin is green and black, almost like vines closely tied together, and then it quickly starts to heal up and close up. But you took no harm there, Stax.
Yeah.
Well, that's new.
Yeah. You
Take
all right,
care of
baby?
water. Good to know.
Thank you.
Okay. We'll unpack
We're
that
on a
later.
water planet.
We got we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it later.
But
Lead
we
us-
are in New Mexico, so.
It's a
Gee, I
place
wonder
for
why
you.
Eubank lived here.
And I'm
Right.
gonna start heading to, or I'm gonna have Gates kind of lead us to what Suki saw.
Yeah, so it's not another room, but it's another series of hallways. And so as you guys are kind of exploring down through there, I'm going to have you guys, just for the truncation of time, everyone give me investigate a mystery. And Fiona, don't forget you have the extra question you can always ask on a success of what magic is being used here.
I have my number ready.
All right, Q, go ahead.
8.
8, excellent.
9 plus 2, so 11.
Excellent. Fiona.
11 as well.
Ooh, very nice. Suki.
I got me some double sixes, so it's a 13.
Oh
Ooh.
snap!
So what I'm going to do then is something that's not in the rules, but it's kind of like D&D with group stealth checks kind of idea. Each of you are going to get a question, but because the highest rolls were Suki and Fiona, what'd you get? And what did you get? Total?
I got an 11.
11. Gates, what you got?
11 as well.
11. Okay, I'm gonna do Suki and Fiona get first pick, and then the boys will get second pick. And just so you know, Fiona, that magic question, I'm again not gunning for it. I'm just letting you know it's an extra free question, so it doesn't count against your 1.
Oh.
So you always get to ask that as long as you're successful. as a free extra question. Yeah, got it. All right, Suki, what would you like to know?
Um. Hmm. Uh. What sort of creature is it? I need to redeem myself.
Sure. And I'm going to give you what I can based on known information that then other characters can build on. So what you know is that, and this is mostly based off of your vision, is that it's something large with claws and red eyes. You do not think that it was the little constructs you encountered because just everything about that was wrong. They seemed more interested in causing havoc and stealing stuff than mauling things. The vibe you got from your vision was this was not a thing that was interested in messing around. You also know that if this thing was stealing these medications, they all have something to do with adrenaline. And also based on what you know from your vision, that it appears to be a carnivore of some kind, and it is at least hunting one person in particular, but it's taking its time for some reason. It's almost like it wants it scared first.
All right, I imparted that to the group.
Yeah, and you think that it is absolutely something corporeal, since you didn't pick up anything before on the spooky vision. And you think that it might be also nocturnal or shy from light, since everything is happening in the basement. That's as much as I can give you on that. Did I say Fiona next? Yeah, because I think Gates is still reeling from his near-death encounter with H2O. Fiona, what would you like to know?
Where did it go?
Where did it go? As you guys are looking, exploring here, you're able to determine that somewhere near, deeper inside, is the likely spot that it is. With the ventilation not working now, and all of the vents are kind of like turned off, like whatever failsafe there was for the central heating and air turned off. And now you're able to pick up on some of that heavy breathing that Suki described. And you're able to kind of like just take a hair and toss it, and you see it float, that there is something rather large at the central station, probably in the what would be in old school movies like the furnace room. So the HVAC room is probably where this thing went, because you're hearing the breathing now that things are quieter. You're able to start to determine with some of the visual effects, and the further deeper you get in, you're noticing there's some claw marks. They're not deep, but they're pretty big along just parts of the wall and maybe on the floor here and there, almost like like when you see bears like sharpening their claws on the sides of trees. Did you want to ask the other question, or are you good?
Sorry, I think
That's
I'm
quite
good.
all right. Okay, great. Gates, what do you want to do?
Maybe reeling from what he just experienced, what can hurt it?
Yeah, I think vulnerabilities would be on your mind. I think, as long as we're assuming we're all sharing this information, that that light might be a good thing, that if it's at least sensitive to light or abhorrent to light, the light might distract it. As far as a weakness goes, you're not exactly sure. But I will actually give you this. As you're thinking about the medications, and you're thinking about especially the steroid, you know that one of the dangers, it was on a test you took just recently, one of the dangers with that steroid is that it increases adrenal function. So it helps the patient create more adrenaline, But one of the things that is a danger you have to watch out for is a sodium imbalance that people with that condition on this medication can get basically too much sodium in their system. So if this monster, for whatever reason, is taking these medicines or is consuming them somehow, you think if you can find a way to dehydrate it, that might do some serious damage because it'll be already susceptible to it. And Q, did you have a question to hold? Yeah, you did.
I did. I'm torn between two. I think I'm gonna go with, because I don't think this has been asked. I think I'm gonna go with what is being concealed here. I don't think that's been asked.
Yeah. What is being concealed here? What is being concealed here? Is that now that you guys have gathered more information about this creature, you're more convinced than ever that those little constructs that you encountered have nothing to do with the monster that's been abducting people and stealing the medication.
Dag nabbit, I felt smart. All right.
Or rather, let me clarify, nothing to do with, but they're not in cahoots. It's not a mother and child situation as postulated by Suki. It's not smaller versions of it. They don't, amalgamize like Voltron to create this thing. They have different sources, different purposes, but they're both here. That's what's being concealed here.
Gotcha. For Anne, since you have another question, if you chose to use it, I feel like, I don't think this has been asked, but I feel like the question of what can it do can be important.
Yeah, I'll ask that.
Sure. And I'll put it in the context of what magic was cast here, which is what that extra question is.
I'm sorry. I didn't
it's okay. It's a special question, unique to her playbook, but I like the direction here. And there is an aura here. It's magic, but it's natural magic. So not a spellcaster, but there are some creatures like dragons and unicorns that create their own magic. There is an aura of fear down here that whatever this thing is, it likes to make them, its prey, afraid before it eats them.
Well, that's important.
Okay. So typically in a game like this, you kind of have these moments of a parlor room scene where the hunters get a chance to come up with a plan of attack. And so I feel like this is probably a really good moment to take maybe 5 minutes and let you guys do that. And I'm highlighting it for the sake of our new players. So keep that in mind when I ask. So hunters, what do you want to do?
Okay.
All right, gang. What I want to do is no.
Jeez, Scoop. All right.
Yeah. Oh, when do we get to be bait?
Since we already know that it makes its prey, scared or full of fear, we can go in, with maybe trying to keep ourselves calm around it, maybe to not fuel it. We know from Fiona that it may be in like the boiler room. I would think you said, Keeper.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we roughly know where it went to, where it could still be ? Gates knows how to take us there. He knows his hospital. In character, he would be like, "Yo, Gates, how big is the boiler room here?"
Not exceptionally big, but big enough. It's a hospital, so it has to be large enough to hold many tanks worth of water and other things to
Yeah.
heat all the.
GW, I would say that if you imagine a high school gymnasium, cut it down the center line, and then bring the roof down to about 20 feet. That's about the size you're looking at.
Perfect. Perfect. So definitely with the amount of things in there and whatever, something could definitely just be hiding in there. I ooh. How many Gates, have you ever been to the boiler room?
I've
Like
been
once,
to
I think.
a boiler room.
Yeah.
What's your question?
I want to know how easy it is to make something blow up. Because I'm not trying to blow anything up.
I was gonna say this is a hospital.
I know I'm not trying to blow anything up. I just want to know how careful we should be.
Well, there has been word of like some of the containers leaking, that they have to get repaired, but none. I mean, I imagine it's just filled with water that gets conditioned to be hot or cold, but.
So I guess you can't go in the room
Well, you did say,
because of water.
it's attracted to fear. I'm not afraid of water, but Eubank definitely is. And if it can sense that, maybe we can lead it to us.
You want to be the bait.
I mean, I don't. Be very clear, I don't want to be bait. But I also, Keeper, I should know how to dehydrate something just through medical knowledge, I would imagine.
Yeah.
Okay.
You could, salt, but you also could grab some diuretics out of the pharmacy stock room.
Maybe some
And-
tranquilizers too.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And you probably could preload some diuretics into some hypodermics, and you could, try to hit this thing with what you think it might be its weakness in the course of battle. That's actually a great idea.
That's a real good idea.
It's
Probably
okay.
can get some stuff back at the stock room, but we would probably like someone else to be there just in case I freeze up when it has to be done. But
Oh, we'll all be with you. Don't worry. Is there a better place that we can draw it to down here? Is there like, I don't know, empty room? I mean, I don't really mind fighting in a boiler room, but the problem is I tend to use bullets, and that's not great around a boiler.
are there any like fairly open stock rooms or just like empty rooms down in this basement?
Yeah, I'll give you this. There is a teaching surgery room that's only used for classes and things. That's pretty big, about the size of like an elementary school classroom, but there'd be no one in there and pretty open. And it's just like down one of these halls.
And
There
is
is
it
one of the rooms here. You might have to move some desks around, clear it out a bit, but it's big enough, I imagine.
And
it
you
like-
think you might be able to find some diuretic in there too. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh, okay.
No, you're perfect.
Oh, yeah, because
Um,
of the training.
Yeah. No, and also in that teaching surgery room, this is Bridget talking, but like in the old 18th 19th century ones, it was like an open pit where they did surgery and then benches on the side. Is it sort of like that? It's just a straight up
This one's more of a flat surface, and it's just
classroom?
it's like a replica. It's an actual working operation room, but it's set up in a way to be more open so people can be more accessible. We don't have a lot of money in New Mexico, so it's not the amphitheater.
Yeah. I was wondering. I was just like, wow, this is a good hospital.
Yeah.
Q.
Well,
Oh,
yeah,
go ahead. I'm sorry.
Well, that sounds like a great idea. That sounds like a good enough place to do it. Plus some diuretic in there. Also, I don't think it really much likes light personally, since it's down in the basement all the time. So you might be getting some extra good smacks on it, Q, with all your light stuff.
And
Gotcha.
Gates, it occurs to you too that there are some big lights in the operation room. to eliminate the operating table.
Mm-hmm.
They're angled the wrong way, but
We can fix
And
it.
another thing is, Suki, do you have any more of those salt packets on you?
Oh, always, baby. I'm like, I work with the dead and stuff. I always have pocket salt.
All right, good.
Pull out
And,
two gigantic fistfuls. I'm just kidding.
Fiona, if things get crazy with it, you able to lock it down?
Sure can.
All right. Looks like we're ready.
okay. So what I hear is the plan is Gates is going to go into the surgery room and be afraid and draw this thing out, maybe make noise or something, while the rest of you are lying in wait somewhere in the operation room.
I'm gonna go with Gates. I'm gonna be like outside the door because I do want this creature to think that this prey is alone. So I'm gonna be outside the door, looking in at all times, being ready to jump in if anything goes horribly awry, and then together lead them to this lit up room and then have at it.
Okay, so you're going to go a little closer to the boiler, the HVAC room,
Mhm.
with a way to make a hasty retreat to the kind of the kill box, as it were,
Yes.
with the girls lying in wait.
Yes.
Anything else?
I would like. I know that you can like shoot salt out of shotguns at like birds and stuff. So I'm wondering if I don't want to put like the packets in there, but would it be better if because I know you shoot rock salt, but this is little salt. Can I put it into the cartridges? Of
Yeah. I
shotgun?
would have you roll plus sharp to see how many of those rounds you could prepare, which is how you're going to spend your kind of time preparing. Fiona,
I think
anything
so.
for you? Any ideas there, Anne?
Oh, sorry, I got distracted for a second.
It's okay.
No, I am wondering, Gates, how are you going to make yourself afraid enough to drag that thing out?
Any type of water.
Okay.
Preferably
Need
not
help.
like the sprinkler. Bottled water. Start basic and work our way up.
Yeah, I mean, I think
Right.
you guys could just like dump some water on the floor, and you could just like focus on trying to like step in it, and that might do enough to get a natural gut reaction.
Okay.
All right. So Gates and Q, you guys go down the hall to prepare a place for Gates to be afraid. That's close enough for maybe this thing to catch the scent. And Suki, what was your roll for
9.
9? You get 2 rounds prepared with enough salt you think might do some damage.
Heck yeah.
And go ahead. Sorry.
I'll hand the shotgun back to Anne because I got my carbine, but I can't pack salt in my carbine.
Nice. Very cool. And Fiona, anything particular you're doing to prep?
Nope, I'm just laying in wait and aiming.
Excellent. All right. Q, you're I take it you're gonna like throw some water on the floor and let him kind of focus on it.
Yep.
Excellent. All right. So you guys do that, and Gates, you're like looking at it and like trying to like genuinely believe that you're gonna step in it, and you're starting to feel a little bit afraid, and then all of a sudden you feel incredibly afraid, like more than you've probably felt since you were a child. Q, you feel it too. It's attacking you on the edges of your senses. And then you feel that heavy breathing, all of the air inside the corridor responding in and out with its breath as you see the 2 large red eyes emerge in the doorway, and a hand about 4 feet in span as a troll, 9 feet tall, sinewy, green, and a mouthful of teeth enters the hallway and roars. And that's where we end our episode.
Oh no!
Who let a troll into the hospital?
Troll
in
battle.
the dungeon!
Troll battle.
Basement.
Troll battle.
Yeah.
A troll in the basement.
Definitely suing the hospital after this.
I know.
Mhm.
We're gonna have
I
a
think I'm a
long talk. Y'all want to
troll.
talk about me? We're gonna have a long talk about what y'all do on the daily. This is not normal.
What do you do for fun? Um,
Why are you like this?
well, guys, please join us next week to see
Oh.
if any or all of our hunters survive as we continue our hunt the return. Same time, 6 p.m. Eastern or 3 p.m. Pacific next Friday. But until then,
Call that winner.
Call that winner. That's right. We're going to call the winner right now in the chat. Contact me in the Discord. I'll get you your dice. Thank you, GW. But with that being said, Albuquerque is a weird place. Let's keep it that way. Bye, y'all.
Troll.